Hi everyone, happy Monday, how are you? I hope you've had a lovely weekend and I hope you're raring and ready to go this week. So this week's going to be slightly different. A couple of weeks ago it was my best friend's birthday and I wanted to buy her an amazing present. She's such a wonderful woman. She's the best friend a girl could ask for. She's got 2 amazing boys and she's just all round awesome. So I really wanted to buy her something special. Now also recently I've hated the thought of buying things for people that they're going to throw in a drawer, they're going to tuck away, they're not going to see. So I really wanted to make sure this present was perfect. So I sat down with my husband Darren and we were chatting about ideas, what I could get her, what she was interested in, all these kind of things. And then the following day we went down to the local town. I went with my mum. We were having a look around some shops, we were coming up with more ideas, seeing if things were right. And then I found the perfect present. So I went to the sales assistant, I purchased it, brought it home, wrapped it up, and then gave it her. So why am I telling you this story? Well, I'm telling you because it shows it's a really great example of buying roles. Now, we as business owners need to understand that when our ideal customer buys, there's likely to be other people involved in that buying decision. So we need to know who they are, we need to know where they go, and we need to know how we can educate and inform them of our services and our products so that everyone suggests us and our business when they're thinking of when they talk to someone who's got a need for our product or service. So what we're going to look at today is the buying roles. Now there are 6 buying roles according to lots of different theories, but that's kind of the general idea. And these are the initiator. This is the person that has the need. This is the person that recognises there's a problem and they need to overcome it by buying something. Then you've got the influencers. These are anyone who has an influence on what is bought. So these can be friends, family, colleagues, children. It can be blog posts, so blog authors, anyone like that. Anyone who it will influence that final buying decision. Then you've got the person that decides, that's called the decider. Then you've got the buyer, that's the person who hands over the money. Then you've got the user. And then finally you've got someone called the gatekeeper. Now the gatekeeper isn't relevant in every purchase, but it's the person that says stop or carry on with the purchase. So it might be the person in control of finance. It might be someone who goes, actually, and this is what my husband does all the time, he's like, don't buy that, I'll do some research. So that would stop the buying process. Now in the example that I gave you, there were lots of influencers and there were lots of people involved, even though the product was only under about £50. So it wasn't a high value product, yet there was still quite a few people involved. And by understanding, again, who's involved, you can make sure that everything you do in terms of marketing, promotion, send your message to everyone really. So in the example I gave you when I was buying my friend a birthday present, the initiator was myself. I realised that I wanted to buy her a present. Then the influencers were myself, my friend, my mum, my husband, and it could have been that the sales assistant would have been an influencer as well. And then the decider was myself, the buyer, again myself, the user was my friend, and then there wasn't a gatekeeper in that circumstance. But already there are 4, possibly 5 people you could influence. So there's myself, my husband, my mum, my friend, and also the sales assistant. So all of those could have impacted on what I bought. And all of those people might be impacting on whether your clients buy from you or not. Now I'm going to give you another example because this shows it really well. I'm sorry it's a girly example, so I do apologise to all the men out there. So Carol needs some new foundation. She talks to a friend, she talks to her family, and she talks to her colleagues about needing new foundation. She then does some research online, she might look at a couple of blogs, maybe pick up a couple of magazines. So already in terms of influencers, you've got Carol, her friends, her family, her colleagues, and a blog post author. And then say Carol chooses the foundation, she's done her research, she knows exactly what she wants. So she's then the decider. Now, this is where it gets interesting. She could then send her partner, who may be male, to go and buy the product. So all of a sudden you've got another person that in theory shouldn't necessarily be an influencer, but he actually is, because when he goes to the store, he might be recommended something else, or he may feel uncomfortable entering the store if it's, say, overly girly, or the woman's not that friendly who's serving. So suddenly he becomes an influencer as well as the buyer. So you need to make sure that not only are your sales assistants or anyone who represents your products giving out the right information and the right kind of customer experience, you also need to make sure your processes are right. So think about it. Will a man, or say if your ideal client's a woman, will a man actually be coming up to you and trying to buy something for his partner? In which case, will he feel comfortable doing that? Or are you overly feminine? Or is it a bright pink shop so they might walk away straight away? Now that's absolutely fine if it is, but just be aware that it might be awkward for men to buy, and if their partner wants the product, they may be put off buying from you, so they may go elsewhere. And then the user would be Carol in this circumstance, and then there wouldn't really be a gatekeeper. Maybe the sales assistant if she says this product's out of stock. So that's an example about how the roles of buying can influence your business and whether your ideal customer buys. Now there's a couple of key points to take away here. First of all, you need to work out who the initiator is, the influencers, the deciders, the buyers, the users, and the gatekeepers are for your ideal client when they purchase a product off you, or when they purchase a similar product and what they'll get off you. And also bear in mind that if you're targeting, say, a mum or someone who's got a family, whatever age the children are, bear in mind the children will have an impact. So for example, if I'm trying to think, I go to the supermarket, I go with Robert who's 2, he will impact what I choose. But by the same token, teenagers have a huge say nowadays, especially on things like technology, cars, broadband, anything like that teenagers are kind of getting into. If you think about it, they're just finding out about things, they're just learning, they've got a say, so they're going to have an influence on what their parents buy. And also think who could be the user, because it's not always straightforward. So a car, you may design it for a woman, but her partner may use it. Or if you sell children's things, okay, you might aim it at 2-year-old boys, but their 5-year-old sisters may also play as well. So just bear that in mind, and bear in mind who influences, and then make sure your processes are right so that whoever walks through that door, once that decision's made, whoever decides to purchase from you, they can do it easily and they've got no hassle. So that's this week's Marketing Monday. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.